I'm going to grab my canola nonstick spray, and we're just going to spray this pan nice and good like. They're a little smaller than the actual tray. It did its job for right now, and now it's going to get tossed to the side while the better, more specialized worker comes in and finishes the job. That was delicious. I'm going to eat the whole thing. Call me Rachel Ray. Just get them more evenly through it.
Blueberries, blueberries.
So maybe that's the only thing that I would change, is do that next time. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Yes, I did just come out from under the table. How's your quarantine been going? So, like everybody else who's been attending school and anything with classes, they've switched to online, and even my culinary program has. And my chef for baking and pastry actually ended up making her own website so that she could post videos for us to follow in order to do some of the demos if we're able to get the ingredients. I got back to my job and all the eggs are gone, everybody's bought all the meat, all the flour's gone, all the pasta's gone, all the pasta sauce is gone, all the beans, all the tortillas. Everything is being bought. All the bread, I forgot about that because we've been overproducing in the bakery to try to fit the need for bread. Y'all are buying way too much. Stop hoarding. Now I swear, all the flour and all the ingredients that I had to buy, it's for culinary. We're not hoarding flour. We don't need this 8 bags of flour or whatever that we ended up getting normally. It's just for me and this ridiculousness that I'm going to have to be doing over there however long this quarantine goes on for. I think it's going to be fun. This is going to be, I think, my setup for while we do this, any other videos I do, because I have a bunch of stuff that I got to make, like biscuits, I got to make some cakes, there's a lot. Because I want to be able to face the camera when I do this, and it's hard to do that with everything back here. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making some blueberry muffins, and I'm going to, I guess, talk about what's been going on and also the little bits that I've learned so far in like the first week or so of quarantine college. So let's go ahead and get into it. And I also forgot to mention that I'm filming on my phone above us as well. So say hi. Hey. I reckon I got maybe like 10, 15 minutes or so before it decides to mix itself into my bowl here from the ceiling. And with that, we're going to try to get some, we're going to try to do this pretty quickly. So let's get on it.
Are you going to wear that over your overalls? Are you going to
tuck
tuck it in?
No, this is going to be over my overalls.
Oh, you're not going to be like farmer chef?
No, I'm not going farmer chef. I'm going chef farmer. Okay, so like I said, we're going to be making some blueberry muffins. Now, what the technique that I'm supposed to be practicing with this is the mixing method that they were calling the Muffin Method, or in this case, it's like a just blending method of sorts. Basically, you just mix your wet ingredients all together, everything from like your eggs, your sour cream, your heavy cream, your lemon juice, all that stuff. You get all your wets together, and then you're going to get your dries together on the side, and then just mix it all together and all in one bowl. You're just going to blend it till it's smooth by hand. That's it. And make sure that you don't overmix it, and we're going to add the blueberries as well. Now, my instructor was using frozen or I think dried blueberries. I'm going to be using some fresh ones, and she did mention that when using dried or frozen, you do need to like coat them in the flour, which I think I'm still going to do anyway, just to make sure they get like a nice even like cook on them, because I believe the flour is supposed to kind of like help protect it a little bit maybe. I'm not too sure. Let's go ahead and start weighing out our dry, because off camera I made this little boat here out of Reynolds Wrap parchment paper. I'm just gonna weigh it on the scale. Now what we're looking for is ounces, so hopefully it's set there. No, it is currently grams. There we go, pounds and ounces. So probably can't see it, especially from up top there, because the boat is going to cover it, but it's about 1/4 of an ounce. So we're going to tear that off. Oh no, that was mowed. Hello, can I get a tear? Okay, I got to hold it. We're going to go ahead and measure out about 12 ounces of all-purpose flour. You can get that in there. And just weigh it out. 3 ounces and a 1/2 cup there. Hitting 7. Gotta be careful here, because now I'm at 11 3/8. Don't want to go over, because baking is pretty precise. 11 1/2. 11 5/8. 3/4. Oh my God, 7/8. There we go. Let's go ahead and cap that, and we'll put that to the side. Now after that, you're gonna need 3 1/2 ounces of just plain white granulated sugar. So we're going for 15 1/2 ounces here is the target that we want to hit. Okay, that's 14, 15 1/8, 1/4, 3/8. Gotta go real light here. 15 1/2. Now we need 3 ounces of brown sugar. And as you can see, my boat is starting to dilapidate a little bit. Gonna fall from the edges, but it should be held pretty secure. At least nothing's gonna leak out of it. We'll just see exactly how much more can actually fit through it. So brown sugar, we're gonna have to sift this all anyway. So we need 3 ounces, so we're going for 18 1/2 here in total. Ooh. So that's 16 3/4. So we need 1 pound 3 ounces. 1 pound 2 ounces. 1 pound 2 1/2. Sorry, I forgot about the 1/2 ounce of the regular sugar. Yeah, I'm using my teaspoon to get this out. We're at 1 pound 1 5/8. 1 pound 2. Now we're going for 2 1/2. 2 1/4. Still 2 1/4. I know I'm really close, so I'm not trying to hit it too far over. 2 1/2. We're gonna need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. We got about 1/2 teaspoon here, so we're gonna drop a little bit off of there. That should be about 1/4. I'm gonna go ahead and check it just to be sure. I mostly want to see how good my eyeing was there. So we got 1/4 teaspoon here. And yeah, that's just about to the top. We're actually just a little under. I could have even gone about just a pinch or 2 more. Salt in. And then we need to do our baking powder and our baking soda. We're gonna do 2 teaspoons of the baking powder, and we're gonna do a 1/2 teaspoon of the baking soda. Now, the one thing that my chef also said about using chemical leaveners, because that's what these are in baking, is that it's very important to sift them, because you don't want to get chunks when you bite into it. So we're gonna do that with all the sifting when we go ahead and pour it into the bowl. I'm just gonna get a bigger mesh strainer, because right now I'm just holding onto this little thing. And I'm definitely not sifting all of that through with this. And then we're gonna go ahead and mix that into the bowl with the wet ingredients after we prep those. So let's go ahead and get the 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Use the edge of the can to get it real nice and flat. Okay, we got 2 teaspoons of that. And then we're gonna get our 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Again, you can use the edge of the box on the inside to make that nice and flat. There we go. 1/2 teaspoon. Now that's going to do it for our dry ingredients. So we're going to go ahead and take this boat, and we're just going to set it right over here next to the blueberries, and part of the boat appears to have lost its tape. So it's a little loose right now. Gotta be careful with that end. But the other end is still holding, so we're still pretty safe. So let's go ahead and get our wet ingredients into the mix bowl. Now our wet ingredients are going to be our eggs, we've got sour cream, heavy whipping cream, lemon juice, and we're going to be using about a half a stick of butter, or about 2 ounces of butter that I'm going to go ahead and melt. I'm just going to cut this real quick, toss that in the microwave, and then we will start mixing all of the wet ingredients. It would appear that our butter is melted. We got it right here. So we're going to go ahead and add this to the mix bowl. It's our 2 ounces of butter. Then we need 2 eggs. Then we're going to need a cup of sour cream. Oh, that's going to be this whole container, isn't it? Okay. We're going to need half a cup. We're going to need half a cup of heavy cream. Oh, that's real creamy. I'm going to fill it to that meniscus line. And then got my 2 ounces of butter, but the last thing we need is going to be 1.5 teaspoons of some lemon juice. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead and mix that all together, and then we'll get started from there by adding the dry to the wet. Do that, I'm going to have 2 things. This is what I'll be using, a little paddle for mixing the dry when we get into there, but for the wet, I'm going to take this whisk, and we're gonna whisk everything together. Try not to, mix it all up too much or disturb it too much. I just want it all to be homogenized into one little mix. And there we go. Definitely be enough in order to start adding the dry ingredients. Actually, for the dry ingredients, I'm going to go ahead and just pour them all into this bowl right here so that I can mix them, because I kind of want to combine them actually before I get in there. Because I feel like it's going to be a little hard to sift the brown sugar now that I'm thinking about it. But we're actually done with the boat. We're going to just combine this stuff real quick and try to mix this as carefully as possible so I don't lose too much of the flour. I might get a fork, because a fork will help rake up the bits of the brown sugar. Because that's the main issue, is that brown sugar really... Remember what I said about not losing a bunch of flour? It happened. It's fine. We're going to keep going. Yeah, we're going to keep mixing this. As you can see, the fork is definitely doing a pretty good job of breaking up those clumps. At least some of what I'm losing is going into the bowl of the blueberries, because they need to be coated anyway. And I'm going to do one thing actually that my chef said that they do as a little cheat for when they coat the blueberries, is they actually do it while the dry and the wet portions of the mixture are together. They just do it while it's all on top. So you just take a little bit and just splash it over top a little bit, and it coats them just perfectly enough for you to cook your muffins with some blueberries. Okay. I think that's at a good point there. Let's see what we can do to sift this. See, it's mostly the brown sugar separating. We're actually just going to go ahead and just pour this in there, because it is pretty well and fine already. Then we're going to get the blueberries in. As you can see, they're already pretty much coating themselves just by falling in. But, like my chef was saying, they basically just did this to the blueberries to mix them. Okay, so now we're at that crucial point where we're about to mix the wet and the dry completely. And this is the point where you want to make sure you don't overmix, because then they're they're gonna come out all weird. And the thing, like my chef was saying, is that you can only tell when you've overmixed your blueberries or your muffins is after they're cooked. So there's no way to tell beforehand. So we're just gonna go ahead, and it's just a little folding little motion to mix this all around. And just really fold the flour into there, activate the gluten, and just get it all nicely mixed. You don't want to have, you know, much of any powder left or anything like that. You want to make sure it's a nice kind of semi-wet mixture. It's still kind of doughy. Almost losing some to the side of the bowl. Stay with me. Oh, I just broke a blueberry. I think that's it. That's really all that we want to mix that, because I think if I mix that anymore, it's probably definitely overmixed, if not already, because of my Virgo too much gene just going at it. Let's go ahead and start portioning these out into the cups. Now the thing is, instead of cups, I'm going to be just really well greasing this mini muffin pan. My chef was using, I think she said like a size 12 pan or something. It's the types of pans that I use in the bakery at Target or Publix when I work there. And like typically any bakery that you may work at, if you make muffins, you're pretty used to the bigger size cup muffins, the ones that you would sell for, you know, like $2, something like that, $2.50 to somebody. I'm gonna grab my canola nonstick spray, and we're just gonna spray this pan nice and good like. And also, make sure that you preheated your oven to 400 degrees like I did not do yet. Next thing that you're gonna need is a portion scoop or an ice cream scoop. Now it can be called either thing. It's definitely termed as either thing. It just depends on what you're doing. Same tool, different purpose, basically. So we're just gonna go ahead and get nice, even little scoops, because this is culinary, and a lot of the stuff you should be thinking about is things for sale, and you want to make sure that your portions are even, not only for the principle of even cooking, but also for the principle that everybody is getting an even value for what, you know, an even amount for the value that they're paying. We're just gonna portion these out. We might have a couple batches here since I'm not using big muffins, but I might have a big muffin tray to make slightly larger ones, which I think would be cool to do too, to see how those come out. Because I know my chef's baking time for their muffins was about like, I think 10 to 11 minutes, something like that. But I don't know if this is going to be quicker or not. Like, I feel like it would be with these mini muffins, but I'm not too sure, because, you know, you're getting in the lines of quantity here, which is like there's more to heat up, but it's like the same amount of dough, so like maybe it's the same amount of time. I don't know, we'll figure it out. This is all a learning process. That's why I'm in school. And that's why I'm doing these videos, because it helps me learn, and it's fun to make. Like, this is so much fun. I'm having so much fun right now. Like, feel free to follow along with me and make any of these recipes or anything that I happen to be doing as well. And if you do follow along, share it with me. Let me know about it, because I think that is cool, and I think cooking is a very fun thing, and baking is a very fun and relaxing thing too, that really like helps soothe the soul, but also it, you know, food brings people together, and I think there's nothing better than a really well thrown, you know, like food gathering or party. And you know, like sometimes from parties, the things that you really remember, like certain gatherings, is the food and the times that you spend with those people while eating the food. And I don't know, that's why I really enjoy food. Let's continue with this baking now. So we got this whole thing portioned out here, and we're gonna pop those in the oven soon after it preheats, because I'm a scrub and I didn't preheat my oven. While that preheats though, I'm gonna go and see if we can find maybe one, maybe two more trays or something, so that we can actually use up more of the dough, because we got a lot of it, and I really need to use all of that. So I will cut back when we either find a tray or are at the point to pop them in the oven. I'm back again from under the table, and we found the bigger muffin tray. and some cups, so I could actually do it like the chef intended to. And we're gonna set these up. They're a little smaller than the actual tray. So we're gonna set these up. And honestly, I think you could only do like maybe 4 more. I did all these mini muffins here because that was really the only actual muffin tray that I could find at the time. I forgot that we had these. But we're gonna go ahead and get this set up. And we're not gonna use the mini muffin scoop because that's a little small. We're gonna use this scoop, the big boy scoop from the Pampered Chef. Oh hey, preheated oven. This is the only thing about using this scoop. It doesn't have an actual drop. The heat of your hand is supposed to transfer through this. That's why it's more of an ice cream scoop. But it's a portion scoop today. It's doing a damn fine job. I think I can do more muffins. I can add more to the cups, which I can still do, but I think I can do like at least another 2 muffins. I think I can do a full tray of large muffins.
Maybe 1 more.
Yeah, maybe 1 more actually. Now that I'm looking at it. Just gotta like whip it. It'll eventually go in.
There you go.
It's an even smaller cup.
I think the only small cup here is your brain.
Excuse me. I am big brain right now. Just because I don't want to waste anything, especially right now, I'm going to go ahead and toss this to the side because it ain't working the way I need it to.
Helping. It's doing its job.
It did. It did its job for right now, and now it's going to get tossed to the side while the better, more specialized worker comes in and finishes the job.
What are you trying to say? MLMs aren't efficient?
A little bit. Actually, I have a bunch of Pampered Chef stuff at the school too, but it's some of the chef's personal things. But like Pampered Chef isn't inherently bad. It's just like MLMs kind of suck. The products aren't always terrible,
yeah.
depending on where they come from. Like think of the Basket Company, for example, the long burger baskets.
No, don't bring the Basket Company into this.
Oh, I shouldn't bring them into the devil antics of other MLMs.
No, they're wholesome. I'm not playing your games.
Okay, I think that's a pretty clean bowl. That's honestly about as clean as it's gonna get. So let's go ahead and fire these bad boys in the oven, and we'll be back. Okay then, so the muffins are all done and they're out. I checked them earlier with a little toothpick test, but we'll go ahead and do another one right here real quick. It's a nice crust. Yeah, nothing coming out. Now let's check the big ones. This is the tallest one. That one's pretty clear too. It'll bake the rest of the way while it's sitting in there because they're still very warm. And if I leave that one in the pan, they'll be good to sit. Because the other ones, most definitely done. Yeah. See if I can wiggle one out of here. There we go. Now, I've got my little taste plate that we're going to use to set up some of these muffins here. Here, we're going to take the big boy here and this one here. And we'll set them on the taste plate. We'll take one more. This is going to be a starfruit and pineapple mixture that I made, also with a little bit of lemon juice and, of course, sugar to make jam. This one is just starfruit itself, and then there's going to be some spices, some cinnamon, some cardamom, a couple other things as well, and, of course, lemon juice. So we're going to try it with a little bit of both of those, because also I want to see how these came out and just really try them with the muffins. I think it'll be a really nice pairing, because what's better than some jam on some real, nice piping hot baked goods, especially some muffins. So let's go ahead and get into that and try what I made. one that's a real nice thick jam consistency. Oh, the phone is falling. Time to catch it. Aha! And here is the starfruit one. It's gonna be delicious. Alright, so let's go ahead and get a taste of these. I think first we're definitely gonna try it just without any of the jam or anything, so let's bite into it. That was good. Naturally baked. The only thing I can tell. Oh, never mind, there's the blueberry. This one didn't get as many blueberries.
You forgot blueberries.
I probably could have added more since I did fresh blueberries maybe. Just get them more evenly through it.
Blueberries.
So maybe that's the only thing that I would change is do that next time. That was delicious. I am gonna eat the whole thing. Call me Rachel Ray. Let's just go ahead and slice one in half real quick. Again, same thing. I think it's just the fact that it's mini muffins and that the blueberries get more evenly through the larger ones, I'm sure, is what definitely has a lot to do with it, but they're delicious nonetheless. So let's try with a little bit of the jam. It's going to be the pineapple and starfruit mixture, which you can definitely tell apart from the normal, just plain starfruit one because it's a lot lighter in color. The jam is just so good. I always love when I make fresh jam, especially with starfruit, because it's just so good and versatile, and also it has a lot of really good nutrients for it. It's like considered basically like a superfruit. It's delicious. I think we'll save this big boy because I need to cut up into one of the even bigger boys for my class, because this is, I believe, the size that we're actually supposed to make. We're gonna try a little bit of the just plain starfruit jam. This one is a lot darker, a little bit more of a rich, like amber color compared to the pineapple, which has a lot to do with the spices that are in it, the cardamom, the cinnamon, all that. And it has a really, really nice flavor. The pineapple adds a new nice thing to it, because I've never tried the pineapple before. But just a plain starfruit jam is so good. Okay, now the big boy. Pretty good all around. Nice golden color. I'm sure it's nice and light on the inside. The bottom is a little more burnt. That might just have to do with my oven and getting used to that. The heat in an electric oven, I feel like is, I don't know, I feel like it's a little weird to mess around with, especially compared to like a gas oven and everything like we use at the school and the professional kitchen. But Florida, it's hard to, you know, it's hard to see gas in a household usually. But let's cut into this one. Yeah. Again, same thing. I think I could have done more blueberries, but if it's anything like the mini muffins, it's delicious. And I will try a bite of that in a second. I need to get some photos for class. My camera cut out because I ran out of space on the card. But anyways, what I was just saying was I was wrapping it up and just gonna say I enjoyed the muffins and I really enjoyed filming this, and I think, you know, online classroom, especially even for culinary, it's gonna be weird, but you know, we just all need to do what we can to stay safe for one another, and especially ourselves and our loved ones. Just remember to wash your hands, stay clean, take showers, you know, don't go hanging out in large crowds and doing stuff like some of the spring breakers down in Miami and everything. And above all, just be safe and be kind to one another. Don't hoard. Thank you all so much for supporting me and watching, and if you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave it a like. And if you want to be notified anytime I upload more content, go ahead and hit that subscribe, you know, if you're feeling generous, and hit that bell too, so you can be notified each time I upload. And we'll have a good old time in quarantine classroom together. Bye!
Washing my hands, washing my hands, washing my hands.